What's going on, my friends? Welcome on out to Behind the Energy podcast, where we dive into behind the scenes of DJing, entrepreneurship, and all the excitement in between. We got some friends, some cool people joining us, and a lot of fun stories. So without further ado, let's jump into Behind the Energy podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, party people, welcome out to episode 38 of Behind Energy. Yeah, this is 38. 35? No, this is 37.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I messed them up. This is episode 37. Thank you for reminding me, Nick Nord. Nick Nord, can you flip that screen, brother, so we can see it, homie? YouTube friends and listeners, thank you for your patience. We're still figuring things out. We got Bang back in the house for part 2 of the Bangarang story.
We're back.
Are we gonna have enough energy after last night?
Yeah, we're good, bro.
We good. We're bringing it. We're bringing the energy, and we're going behind the energy. Actually, let's start with last night.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber and Jaden Smith.
Yeah.
And Jaden Smith was at Echo, and you played a set there.
Yeah.
Did you get to play his set as well?
No, I did not. He had a DJ D Artiste.
Okay.
Amazing guy.
Killed it?
Yeah, killed it, bro. But like, it was Salt Lake City, man, on a Sunday.
Had you seen anything like that before?
I mean, like, I've seen it, but like on a Sunday?
On a Sunday.
Like, there are a few spots in the city that get turned, like Flanker does well, Palace does well. Uh-huh. But like, that felt like a Saturday night energy.
Yeah.
It was unreal.
In a club, Saturday night energy.
Yeah, like, I got on at 10:30, and then like, from that point on, the energy was just up.
Okay. Did you have to be responsible this morning?
Yeah, I had my radio show. Like, that was rough. I won't lie to you. Like, that was a rough time. But it's like, the show last night was incredible. Even like the actual concert itself, because I went to the concert.
Yeah.
And it was a really well put together like concept. Everything from the visuals. Like, one thing I noticed about, especially with Jaden Smith's set, he played the music videos behind him as like he's performing.
Interesting.
I'd never seen that done before, but I feel like that it's really genius, because now, like, whenever you watch this music video, you're gonna remember that time you saw Jaden Smith on the Justice tour. At least that's how I feel about it. Like, it was really cool. Almost
transforms the space and the experience even more into telling that story of the song.
You know what? That's exactly what it is. Like, I felt like because obviously, like, with music videos, like, that's the point, right? But like, watching this man like perform the way he performed with the music video, like you said, like, really helped me like understand it a lot more.
Gotcha.
What's happening with it. But then, the after party, it was crazy. And then they had a pop-up today over at Medium with
they being
Jaden and his DJ.
Dude.
Yeah, so we stopped by there and just hung out and like got to chop it up with those guys. And
it's dope.
Really cool people. Really cool people.
Did Jaden look like he was having fun at
Definitely.
Echo?
Like
he was enjoying himself?
Yeah, like they were like, bro, we had no idea Salt Lake City goes up like this.
I love that.
And it was like, people make fun of Salt Lake City, but like, we're no different than any other city. We just have, like, don't get me wrong, like, we have our weird liquor laws, but you'd be surprised if you go like across the South, how many dry counties there are. Like, or how many other states actually have their liquor bottles in cages, or how many other states or counties across the country have like metered alcohol. It's so crazy, and a lot of clubs are actually starting to do that.
Go that direction,
because an ounce is an ounce. So like, it's like it helps them keep product, so their bottles go longer. But they had an amazing time.
So sorry, I'm gonna jump back. You had your show this morning. I imagine you went to sleep between 3 and 5. 2 and 5 a.m. Yeah,
it was about 4.
4. Okay.
Yeah.
3 and 5.
Yeah.
I don't think matter of fact, we didn't talk about it much on our previous episode. If you're new to the show, we had part 1 with Bang a couple episodes back, introducing about the beginning of your career till about 2019. And we really went into a lot of detail. So if you want to go jump back and listen to it, I'd highly recommend it. We're going to finish that story, and then I've got a few specific questions for you, Bang. But we were talking about the show this morning, waking up bright and early, getting things done. We didn't talk about Bang's Lunchbox.
Yeah.
I love the title because I feel like in a way I can kind of relate to it.
Yeah.
Do you want to just introduce what Bang's Lunchbox is?
Yeah, so it's kind of like it's an experimental thing that we're doing on U92, where every weekday during the noon hour, we play throwbacks, but like not like your typical throwbacks, you know, more throwbacks along the lines of like our generation's throwbacks. Like it's really weird to say that, but like in radio terms, a throwback is like anything, I believe, like 3 or 4 years or older. Like it's technically considered gold. So if you think about it, you're a DJ. How much good music has come out between 2005 and 2016, 2017? That's a lot of good music.
A lot of gold.
Yeah, a lot of gold. But like, so, you know, right now we're playing a little bit more of like the older, like, you know, West Coast stuff, which works here. But eventually the plan is to go into like a more of like a shuffle type, you know, in the sense of like, for the most part, you kind of know, you can kind of have an expectation of like, oh, this sounds right? But like, when I tell you like that, like just go back through your Serato library and just like legitimately just search songs from that era. Like you'd be surprised how much of that stuff you still play in your sets, you know? And yeah, I feel like, yeah, that's just kind of like where we want to take it. Is like, I want it to be this thing where it's like, damn, I haven't heard that record from The Dream in so long. Or like, you know, there's so many records that were just album cuts that, you know, like songs that like we may have listened to that maybe were on the radio back then, but they weren't on the radio for very long, you know? I feel like Kanye has a lot of records like that. I feel like Jay-Z has a lot of records like that. I feel like Chris Brown has a lot of records like that.
I still love playing Run It.
Yeah, I still play Run It.
Run It hits so hard.
Bro, like that one, what's the other one? Transform Ya? Remember that one?
Transform
Ya? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's some like old little
Strip, dude.
Yeah, bro.
Game over.
Bro, game over. Game over. Like, it's crazy. Like, I was having a conversation, because you know the versus battle? Like, I was having a conversation with one of my DJ homies, and, like, we were talking about just Chris Brown and his discography, and, like, how this man could literally have a versus battle versus himself. Like, feature Chris Brown versus album Chris Brown.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, between his, like, people, he is the most underrated artist in that aspect. But like Bang's Lunchbox that's like where I want to go with it.
I dig it, dude. The Run It takes me back to when Crank That by Soulja Boy came out. Dude, I think I was maybe in 6th grade.
Yeah.
That just I remember watching like the Grammys.
Yeah.
Sitting there watching like, I love this song.
Yeah.
Like Chris Brown, like he's dope.
Yeah.
So I love it. You know, similar in age, and so I feel like I can kind of relate there.
Absolutely.
And I was actually driving to the studio today. I heard I'm on U92, and I heard the promotion for it, right?
Yeah.
And I loved how you used the wordplay of forever, Drake. I can't. If you weren't there, at least you can listen. What was it? What's the lyric?
I said this?
No, the lyric from the song Forever by Drake.
Not for me. I want this shit forever, man.
Oh, dude. I'm going to butcher.
Last name ever, first name greatest?
Like a sprained ankle boy,
I
nothing
ain't
to play with.
Yeah.
There was a line that basically referenced in that even though you may not know these songs, you can be here to listen to them.
Yeah.
I feel like at least it worked for the theme.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go back.
I think that was intentional. Maybe I'm reading into it too much.
No, it was probably intentional. I got to go back and like pay attention. I'm gonna go back.
I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna hear it again when I'm driving home, and I'm like, damn it. Okay, so real quick, I want to move over to Las Vegas. Between when we recorded our first episode to now, you'd spun in Vegas at least, I think, 2 or 3 times.
So it was twice, but it was the same weekend.
Okay.
But yes.
Do you got a highlight or?
I mean, the whole trip was a highlight, man. Like, I played 2 very different rooms. Like, I played the first night it was a Thursday night. Shout out to my man DJ Direct, by the way.
Direct.
For like helping, like getting that shit going. But yeah, I played at Electra Lounge. And that's kind of like, it was a lot of fun because I got to play like a lot of eclectic things that I'd never get to play. You know, like I played the top 40 shit, or, you know, whatever, like that, the cupcake stuff we got to play. But then like,
I've never heard that term before. Yeah, I like it.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I know exactly what you're saying.
Like there are records that still work to this day that I hate playing.
Yeah.
Like I hate Get Low.
Yeah.
By Flo Rida. Love Flo Rida as an artist.
Yeah.
But like, that song still works. Like 30 years later. But you know, like, but anyways, but I was playing stuff like James Brown in there as well. You know, like really stuff that like I like to play and like I listen to like a lot of soul music just when I'm not, you know, like when I'm at home just like chilling or like cleaning or whatever. Like I listen to soul music.
Doesn't that at times like help you even get in the zone that much more when you can play a song or an artist like you vibe with and you're dancing or moving or that much more locked into your set because you're enjoying yourself that much more.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. That was definitely the vibes. And then Friday night, like it was crazy. So I played Dre's After Hours, which is like it's like the only after hours club like on the Strip. So Dre's is like the big hip hop spot. When you go to Vegas, like Dre's is where you go for hip hop.
What is After Hours in Vegas?
So it's downstairs, like it's in the same building as the Cromwell, as Dre's, but instead of taking the elevator up, you literally take the elevator downstairs.
Okay.
And then it's a nightclub.
Time-wise, though.
Oh, what is the time?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Bro, I got on at 2:30 in the morning.
You started at 2:30.
Bro, that was the biggest L of my life. Because, like, I was so tired the next day. I was so tired the next day. Like, I was excited. Like, I was out. Like, I went to dinner with a friend and then went to his set. He played at Jewel, which was nice. But then, like, 12 o'clock hit and, like, we were chilling. We were partying a little bit. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna chill, whatever. So, chill out. Get to the club at, like, 2:30. And, like, bro, like, you don't think about it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when I was talking with my man Direct, he was like, yeah, I usually take a nap about 7 or 8, wake up at 12 and, like, do it. Yeah, because 12 to 4, 12 to 5, you know? So, like, he's there that long. And you just don't think about it, bro. Yeah. Like, man.
Did you sleep? Or did you stay up?
I stayed up.
Yeah.
I stayed. So, like, I did my set 2:30. It was so much fun. Like, anytime you can just play straight hip hop, like
heavy hitting,
like heavy
banger
hitting,
after
just banger. Like that is, I've realized that is like, I'm a good open format DJ, and like I can play EDM when I need to. Like I have a good EDM set, but I think where I flourish is like those open format sets that lean hip hop. And that's not even to brag. That's just like me, like just being honest. Like and I was able. Granted, I played no EDM because it's Dre's hip hop, no EDM at all. So I played there, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. People were losing it.
Do you have any dates scheduled right now?
Not yet.
Okay. But when you do, can you let me know?
Yeah.
I would love to do a 24-hour trip.
Oh boy.
That would be so fun.
Oh boy.
When I went to, we had actually since we did our show, I was in Vegas for, it was called Mobile Entertainment Expo. It's just a conference for mobile DJs doing private events, weddings, corporate, etc. and I went to Omnia.
Yeah.
That's the second time I've been there. If I'm being honest, like, I felt so out of place.
Well,
Dude, it's just so much going on, so high end. Like, everyone's decked out, nice gear. I'm like, I just feel like a little college kid, just like I'm just soaking it all in. But what I'm trying to say is, I was there for probably 2.5 hours, and I spent an hour and a half just watching the DJ.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd love to see you do your thing in Vegas. Like, that'd be badass.
For sure.
And actually, to that point, it'd be like doing homework, like we talked about in the last episode.
Yeah. Do your homework.
So.
Yeah, I'm with it.
I want to do my homework. All right.
Yo, oh gosh, no pressure. No pressure.
So let's see here. So actually, before I jump on this question, I want to take it back to, I guess, the topic of no sleep.
Mm-hmm.
In the first 15 minutes of this episode, we've talked about how last night was a late one, and then obviously the Vegas staying up to the night. I think it kind of goes without being said, but like the DJ work hours is unique compared to most people.
Absolutely.
I want to dive even further than just that level, and kind of get an understanding of, like, Bang, how do you kind of work towards maintaining consistency and having a healthier sleep habit, or even diet for that matter? Because for years I used to push it and pound energy drinks. I've got one right here, and I'm not proud of it. But pre-workout and energy drinks, and like, I hated sleeping because I felt like I was missing out on opportunities to do more.
Definitely.
And work and grind and work to, push my goals and grow my DJing practice. And it wasn't until, maybe 2019 or so, I really realized, like, what the damage I was doing to my body.
For sure.
And that in order to be a high performer and deliver at my best level, I need to take care of myself. And that's sleeping consistently, and eating and exercising. So with kind of prefacing this next bit of the conversation, Ben, can you kind of add on to that, or maybe tell me a little bit more about how you work towards trying to have some consistency there?
I'm going to start by saying, like, I'm not perfect by any means. I still struggle. I struggle finding consistency. I won't lie, because of everything that we do is so it's last minute a lot of the times, But I definitely make sure I get my 8 hours of sleep. At minimum 7, minimum 6.5. But anywhere between 6.5 to 8 hours of sleep, I definitely get that. I drink a lot of alkaline water. A lot of alkaline.
Oh, alkaline. Okay.
It's just better for you, And I've also, with the exception of this past weekend, I've stopped drinking a lot, and I've also stopped other things too. You know what I'm saying? Other things, I smoke weed, so I've stopped that. I used to do it a lot, and those are the things I do, and I eat a lot of fruit.
There we go. What's the go-to? Maybe 2 fruits.
Either mangoes or pineapple.
Okay.
And then after a long night, I like watermelon, only because it's the most, of all the fruit you can eat, it's the most nutritious for you. It has hydration,
really,
and all your vitamins, bro. And those are my 3, but and I'll do apples as well, Granny Smith apples, but a lot of that. And I cook a lot at home. I'll eat out, but if I eat out, I try to minimize how much fast food I eat, and I'll go to a sit down restaurant. It's because it's a little bit healthier, I feel than a McDonald's burger or a Del Taco.
Of course.
But little things like that, and like I said, sleeping, and just also scheduling. And this is something I've learned. I took a week off not too long ago, Like I took a whole week off and just didn't communicate to anybody.
I think I remember you mentioning that. Yeah.
So that was the week we were supposed to go.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were supposed. That was the original time. Like I went to Vegas. Like I had meetings and stuff, but like I ended up just like chilling in a hotel room for like 5 days.
Wow.
And just like did nothing. Worked on music and just like zenned out and like refocused. Because to your point, we get so obsessed with getting to the next goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
That it's like getting to the next goal is great, but how can you make quality decisions if your head's not right? If you're tired, if you're hangry, you know, if you're not like work smarter, not harder. Like sure, we all have to grind. Like don't get me wrong. Like I definitely try to use all 24 hours of my day, all 16 hours I have, like when I'm awake, you know, from start to finish. You know, make the most of those. But I feel like that's like definitely like my advice, you know, a lot of like home cooked meals and like fruits and veggies and like a lot of water as well. I don't drink any soda.
Awesome.
I don't like really partake in candy or anything like or any sweets. Like I don't like the only sweets like we have at our crib are like fruits. Like
Yeah.
You know
well,
that
I mean, at least for me, it satisfies that want for sweetness.
Yeah.
But it's healthy.
Exactly. And that's something that like I've changed. And also working out too. I try to work out. Well, I don't try to. Like I work out 3 times a week.
You're a runner.
Yeah, I'm a runner, but I got to get so like since I've been working out, my knee has started to hurt more. So I need to go get it X-rayed and see what's going on here because I owe you a run.
Have you ever heard of tendonitis or Osgood-Schlatter's? Did I look at my knee?
Oh shit.
Yes, that's fluid in my tendon from skateboarding and
Really?
football. Yeah. We could talk about that later.
Yeah.
Going down a different path, but I'm glad you remembered that run.
Yeah, I owe you a run.
Once we get some 60, 70 degree weather, we get some miles in.
Yeah,
we can take it at a nice smooth pace.
Thank you.
I love that you brought up fruits though. In finishing college through a good majority of school, bananas and apples were my go-to because
Hell yeah.
because you could buy an apple wherever, and then a banana has like a case over it, if you will, and they're so cheap.
Yeah,
and they'll fill you up.
Yeah,
and you're golden.
Yeah.
I guess to just kind of come full circle on that topic though, like I'm 100% not perfect in working towards it. Like
for sure.
Sometimes I start a project and for DJing, and then it's 9 p.m. and before I know it, it's 1 a.m. and I'm like, I'm gonna be done in like 15 minutes, and then 15 minutes turns into an hour.
Sure.
Or obviously you're playing late shows, late events, and it's a constant. I don't want to say battle, but like you're always trying to work towards consistency because it's rough. But
I mean, it's hard, but I mean it's the fact that like you try and like those habits. If you like, I'm reading this book right now called like I think it's a Compound Effect or something like that, and like it talks about like how like we make like if you put like you've heard the thing where if you get like 5 cents in a bank and like your friend gets like $1 million. You know what I'm saying? By the end of the month, your 5 cents is going to be worth more than that $1 million. Have you heard that before?
I think I know the principle.
Yeah.
But please continue.
But like basically what it's saying is like if you do a little bit every day, right? Eventually doing it every day will get easier. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're doubling your money every single day, so you put in 5 cents, okay, bet. So the 5 times 5, you put in another 5 cents, that's, you know what I'm saying? Like that's 2, that's 10. But then 10 times 2 is 20, 20 times 3, you know what I'm saying? Like because you're doubling every single day, right? So I look at it like even like I wrote it down. I challenged myself. All right, you're going to work out 3 times a week. And like so far I've been doing it.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, I love that for you, man.
After like I got since like February. So and I've noticed it. And
congrats.
Like thank you, man. And it's mentally though. Like it's literally like people underestimate working out. Like it's so good for the mental, bro. Like it is so good. And then you mix that with like water and like eating healthy, like you'd be surprised on like the things you can accomplish. So it's like, you know, sure, you may not stay up working on like projects, and sometimes I still stay up. I'll push it to 4 or 5 hours. Like if I know I can like get a nap in sometime like the next day.
Next day, yeah.
Like I'll stay up late and like work on something, but it's like I found that you're way more efficient when your mind is rested and energized compared to like tired and just like in go mode.
I couldn't agree more. And you can't just keep throwing caffeine at the problem or just stretching yourself thin, just powering through. The fuse will come down at some point. So.
Absolutely. And taking time for yourself too.
What does that look like for you?
Like what I did a few weeks ago. I went out of town. Didn't like the only people who could get a hold of me was like just people who needed to. You know what I'm saying? And like, I took time for myself and just didn't do anything and like did the things that I wanted to do. You know, like I know I was just talking about eating healthy, but like I ate Popeyes for like a week straight and Krispy Kreme donuts. Like,
you're in Vegas.
Yeah, like, fuck it, you know. Yeah. But like, it's like that time, like people underestimate like you time because it's like you may spend all this time working and networking with all these people, but how do you really have time to like download and digest that information? You understand what I'm saying?
Process it, realign,
exactly,
focus,
exactly. Like, because we all have goals and we all have, you know, things, but like sometimes, like my me time is me stepping away and analyzing where I'm going towards my goals or how I want to do or how, you know what I'm saying? Like people can help. Or how I can help people get to where they want to be and vice versa. So like, yeah, like definitely, like I definitely recommend that, bro. Especially with what we do, because
scheduling it.
Yeah, like scheduling
being intentional with it, not just like, oh, I'm burnt out, I'm gonna take I'm gonna take the weekend off.
Yeah,
but
like
rather
take a week.
Rather, you know, once a week for 3 hours.
Yeah,
or whatever that may be, whatever that looked like.
Yeah,
for me, that's maybe a longer run and reading a book and going to a coffee shop.
Exactly.
Or I don't know, skateboarding.
Yeah, whatever you love to do, like Parker time. Like that's awesome that you do that.
So I'm not great at it, but I'm starting to realize how much more important that is for me in my life too. So
dude,
I'm glad we went there too.
Yeah, me too.
Me too. Bang, let's see, my friend. We ended off in our last episode at clubs, and working to be consistent in there, and how that's been a learning experience for you in your life. I'd love to take another maybe 3-5 minutes to talk about that, and then I've got a question or two to drill you with, and then we're about there for the show. So we were about 2019 in our last episode talking about clubs. Yeah. How that time frame, the first year, 2 years, was a very much not only an incredible fun opportunity, but very much a learning opportunity for you, to essentially not leverage you, but lead you to where you have been in this past year or so. And in that time frame is when I believe producing became a thing in your life, and you started putting a lot more time and energy there. Matter of fact, let's talk about producing for a moment. Okay. By chance, did you start around the same time as Diz? Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, you know, I don't really know. I guess like. Okay. I love Diz. That's my boy. We haven't. I think he's been going at it a little bit longer than me, or at least more seriously. Okay. When I started out, like, it's funny you bring that up. Like, so I initially started in like 2017.
17.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just realized this, but like I had the intro version of Ableton, and I'm like, oh, I'm going big places. Side note.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah, I'm like, this is it. This is it. Avicii here. I mean, not Avicii. Goddammit. Sorry, Dylan Francis here. I come.
Sad face.
You know, I know, like sad face. The whole mood. Rest in peace, Avicii, man. But like, side note, if you're getting into production, and it's for anybody, don't buy the intro version for shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Good to know. Okay.
And like the reason why is because if you're really about the shit, buy the standard. Or at least the standard. Maybe not the suite, because that's like whatever. Like, your money is your money. But the reason why I say do that is because when you're watching the YouTube videos, they're not teaching it on intro. They're teaching it on like standard or suite.
Oh, so, I see.
You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So like for me, like sure, like I was doing, like I was making like quick like mashups and real like weird shit, but like it wasn't until like pandemic, really, like 2020, where like it really started to take off, because I said, fuck it, like I'm gonna buy the sweet version. I'm gonna have it. So like this way, like I know. Actually no, it was 2019 when I got it. But like you know what I'm saying? But like I have the latest version. I know this. And that's another thing too. Like I know a lot of people like to torrent things and da 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 da. Like it's cool. Torrenting is cool. It's not my thing though. And the reason why I say this is because you never know when your computer's gonna knock on wood.
Yeah, get that wood.
Knock on wood. But like you never know when your computer's gonna up, right? Yeah. So like there's nothing better than like, I just recently got a new MacBook Pro. And it was so easy for me to switch over because I already had all the Ableton licenses. I had all my plugin licenses, So like, because you have like that receipt and you can authorize and deauthorize computers like online, like just buy the shit, because it'll save you the headache. If
the time.
Yeah, and the time. And and then like eventually, like let's say you torrent something and it's a bad file. Now you just corrupted your whole computer. It's never happened to me, and it's never happened to like any of my friends. Like some of my friends who
just knocked on that for you, bro.
Oh,
yeah.
Putting all this shit in the air, bro. But no, like I would definitely say, it didn't really production, and it still hasn't taken off. And like I get why a lot of people quit, because you're gonna suck ass for a really long time, bro. Like, and I'm getting better, and I'll show you guys some of my stuff when we're done. But like, I think a lot of people with production are afraid to suck.
Yeah.
Like they just expect it to come, and it's like any good producer has been working at it for a really long time, or like they're just classically trained and they're good. Like Martin Garrix was like 16 or 17 when Animals came, like when he made Animals, and like that was it for him. You know what I'm saying? Obviously he's had numerous hits since then, but like,
So I got two more points I want to cover in terms of producing. Bang. I think you've already given a tip or two specifically. Well, actually, 2 tips. One, buy the full version of Ableton.
Yeah.
Not the light version.
Yeah.
2, YouTube was a resource, and maybe still is a resource for you sometimes.
Bro, definitely.
Could you give the listeners, maybe someone who is new to the world of producing music, no matter the genre, a tip if they're new, say they're 6 months in, or they just bought the full version?
Yeah.
What's something you would have liked to have known in your first year?
That it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. And the reason why, like, I know it's like not like the best like advice, but like it's not like something to where like you just pick it up. You know what I'm saying? Like you really have to be in the right state of mind creatively to make something. You know what I'm saying? Or to like really feel it. Like I would say, yeah, like it's gonna be hard, but I would also say like stick with it. Just understand that like, yeah, it's not gonna come as quick as social media makes it look. And just to like understand that, as long as you understand that and you actually care about it and want to make something of it, then definitely just, you know what I'm saying?
Be consistent with it.
Just be consistent. Like,
kind of going back to that.
Yeah.
That exercising.
Yeah, bro. Like, just being consistent. And I feel like that's something. Granted, pandemic, we didn't have shit to do for like a year and a half.
I got you.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like that definitely helped out, in a way. But and also I would say, like, just don't be afraid to like learn new things, and there's more than one way to do things.
I like that.
Like, that's
okay.
That's something that I've had to learn. Like, even watching a YouTube video, it may not make sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nick will tell you there's plenty of different ways to like automate things. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's plenty of different ways to make like a riser, or to like make like a transition effect. There's so many ways. You know, like, there's so many tools. Like, some people like to draw their drums. Like, me personally, like, when I make beats, I don't like using stem. Like, I don't like using sampled drums. Like, any remixer or anything on mine is like, all the percussion is my shit. But like, some people also like using sample, like, so just
They prefer a sample,
or like loops. That's the word I'm looking for. So like, if you have like a program like Splice or something like that, you can like download like just a drum loop, which, once again, there's nothing wrong with. But understand that like there's more than one way to do things. That's a big one too.
And keeping that in mind helps you, I guess, be a little bit more flexible and be open to learning new things.
Absolutely.
And maybe you like this way, but then you learn about this new way, and it's a lot easier.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
One more question about producing. Did you ever have any mentors? Did someone ever did you ever shadow someone? Did you meet with them regularly, or did they give you feedback? Like, you gave me feedback on my mixes a couple years ago.
For sure. Yeah, hell yeah, I remember that.
Yep.
So my good friend Shake, he's a remixer for DJ City.
Okay.
Dope guy. Like,
wait, for the listeners, what's DJ City if they don't know?
It's a place where DJs get music.
Okay, good. Fair enough. Okay.
DJs get music.
Back to your point though, DJ Shake.
But like, dude's like my brother, and like, for about like a year, and like, we still meet. Like, I would make music, and then he would be like, all right, let's talk about it. Like, similar to like how you did for me. And like, this man's like,
you did for me.
I'm
You're
dyslexic.
You're good.
I'm dyslexic. My bad.
You're good.
But you know, like, we would sit down. Like, this man would take hours out of his day to be like, hey man, like, this is what you should do. XYZ, da 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 da. And like, he really, like, it really meant a lot to me. You know, just because like if I told you what this man what he's about to have. Y'all heard it here first. This man is about to have a run. Like, some of the people he works with, and like some of the music he makes, bro, it is phenomenal. And like, but nah, he would sit down with me like once a week and be like, hey man, for like, shit, we probably did this shit consistently, probably for about a good 9 months. And like, obviously, as DJing started to pick back up, because that's what he does for a living. Obviously, it's what I do for a living. Our time is kind of, but like, in that short amount of time, it's gotten to a point to where, like, you know, maybe we meet once a month, but like, I've got projects, you know what I'm saying? Because like, I was able to work with this man and like learn things, like learn how to like streamline my process, you know what I'm saying? Learn what signal flow is. People have no idea what signal flow, but like, I had no idea what the it is, but it's a real thing. Signal flow is like, so if you have a track, so like track 1, it will be your loudest track, right? But then track 2, track 3, track 4, track 5, like, it, the lower down your track is, the less loud it is. Does that make sense? So like, I'm trying to figure out the best way to explain this. But I guess basically the best way to explain it would be like, it matters the order of like
the song placement.
No, of like your sample placement. So like, or like so like my drums, like, and sometimes I'll have like my drums above my synths. so my drums stick out a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Like, now I'm just talking producer shit. Like,
no,
but like,
I got you. Yeah.
Like it's like little things like that. Like, that's not something that's just what I like to do. You know what I'm saying? But like, or even like with your effects, like there's, like, you can't just have things on a channel. Like, there's so many little bitty tedious things that are like industry secrets that like I kind of like got to, like, he put me on game, you know, just because like he saw I was actively trying to produce music and like putting shit out, and he was like, bro, like, your shit is good, but like, here's how you make it great. And I think a lot of people got to be humble enough to like people think they make something and it might sound good, but like, one thing I've also learned is like, no song is ever perfect, right? Like, there's always something you can go back and like and fix. Like, like, but being humble enough to like let somebody tell you that like your shit sucks, but then like, hey, this is how you get better. Like, that shit is like, that'll change your fucking life.
Being able to be open to that and receptive to it, and then take that in a positive light and use it to take that next step.
Exactly. Like, and not being offended when somebody's like, you know, just says you suck. Like, you know, like,
no, I appreciate like even the bluntness, you know, conversation aside, you know, topic aside, I appreciate the bluntness. I think that, oh gosh, I'm kind of getting a little lost, but being able to receive, I guess, blunt or like direct feedback, and not let it be like a blow, but actually take it and receive it and move forward with it as constructive criticism or feedback is something that I think is very applicable regardless of the conversation or the topic. But something in regards to producing, I think that's got to be a little challenging sometimes when you put so much time into it. And maybe there's even like an emotional connection or a story.
That's exactly what it is. And then you're like, you think it's so good. Like, you didn't put like 10 hours into this song. And it's like, this shit is going to be fire. And then like, you meet with your homie or your mentor and they're like, it's all right. You know what I'm saying? That shit, like, oh
it's
my gosh.
It's all right. What do you like and where can I improve?
Exactly. And
what are some tips you'd give me?
Exactly.
Let's talk specifics.
But exactly. And then like, and that's like kind of like, you know, one of the cool things about like, it was like, all right, how, like, what about this? And then he would explain it and break it down. And it's like, that makes sense. It's like, yo, I'm trying to get this specific sound. Or like when you test music on your phone versus in your car and how everything like.
You're telling me there's a difference?
Yeah, bro. Like, but no, like something can sound great in the car, but sound shit on your phone. But people don't know that your phone speakers are mono. Actually, I think the newer phones are stereo.
Oh, that's dope.
But like, if it sounds muddy or some shit on your phone, that means like it's not a clean mix. So like, things got to be sorted out. Like, frequencies got to be sorted out and shit. Wow. But these are things that like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like, yeah.
You're getting deep into it, bro.
But I mean, this is just like the shit I've been able to learn, and it's just like, you know, like it's been a mix of like learning from him, but then also like watching YouTube videos and just like understanding like and seeing how different people do things and like how people get sounds. Like, it's so crazy. Like, there's a lot of like little nitty gritty things about about productions like that you just learn. Like, a lot of people use like a lot of like all these different plugins, but it's just like, you know, like that shit is cool. But if you are really, people should think of Ableton, I guess, as a tool rather than, or like a utility, I guess.
Okay.
And like, the more you know about the utility, the better it is. Like, you could probably do everything you need to. I mean, it's the same thing.
You may not need all the plugins, or you may not need all the effects or the techniques if you can perfect the basics.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Like, it's the same thing with DJing in a sense of like, you know, you still have like, it's easier for a vinyl DJ or a CDJ DJ to play on a controller. because they've already we know how to, because we learned on vinyl and we learned on CDJs. We understand the intricacies of a mixer, and you know what I'm saying, or the controller. So I mean, or the vinyl. So when we go to a controller, it's a dumbed down version of what we've already learned. So we can like freak the out of a controller, but somebody else who started on a controller, don't like, and you get them on CDJs or vinyl. It's kind of like, what the do I do? You know what I'm saying? So bring it, and I'm hope I'm making sense.
No, I'm following along for sure. And I mean, I think there's a decent amount of DJ homies that listen to the show, so I'm sure they're picking bits from it too.
Hell yeah, good. So like back to that point, it's like if you actually sit down and like learn Ableton, the program, and like actually just play around with it, and like I mean any DAW, you know what I'm saying? Me specifically, I use Ableton, but like any DAW that you decide to use, like if you just sit down and like learn the intricacies of said, you know what I'm saying, DAW, then like you'd be surprised what the you can do. And just like how I was talking about compound interest, it's like doing it every day and like learning, because like the
1 hour.
You said what?
Just 1 hour a day.
Yeah. Even if it literally, even if it's just an hour a day, you know, you'll be surprised how much time, or like how much, like how quicker your process is. Like I went from taking, you know what I'm saying, a month to write one remix to like having an idea down in like 6 hours. And that's, to me, that's still not fast enough. Like, but once again,
that progress though.
Exactly. It's about the progress. So,
I got to mention this. So, one of the things that reminded me to bring up producing in this conversation, this part of the episode, is I was reflecting back and looking through my email, and it was so dope seeing the music emails I get from you.
Yeah.
One that's coming to mind specifically is the Lollipop intro into Body. You did that one, didn't you? Lollipop Lil Wayne.
I don't think I did that one.
Are you sure?
Positive.
I guarantee I could pull it up, bro. Are you positive?
I don't know. I don't think that was me.
I'm gonna follow up.
But no, you texted me one time though. I remember it.
I saw you. Okay, so I've received multiple emails in terms of like the updates on some of the fresh stuff coming out. But I've actually come across on BPM Supreme Bangarang, and I'm like, that's dope. Like, that's my friend right there. So,
yeah.
That's why I wanted to bring up producing, and then I mean I think you dropped multiple nuggets in terms of like tips or suggestions, things to consider. It sounds like a mentor was a really big support in terms of growth over that time.
Definitely, man. Like, and like you honestly, like everybody, I feel like anybody who's ever made it definitely had a mentor or somebody somewhere who kind of like made them realize that light switch, or helped them have that light switch moment, you know? And that's like I said, like having someone to like really help me and like kind of like just show me like the ropes a little bit. And like, granted, like this man didn't show me like everything, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, as we would work on these projects, like Shake would definitely be like, I would do this. This is why, you know what I'm saying? It was very much a like, do it your way, but like also here's why people do it this way type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like back to that point to where like there's multiple ways to do something. Like I would do something and he would be like, well, that's not how I would do it, but I mean, it sounds fine. So like it's cool. So it's like I was able, and I'm still learning, but like I'm being able to develop my own style. You know what I'm saying? But also learning from like taking bits and pieces from other people. But that's just really life in general now anyway. It's like nothing's really original, right? So it's like, I'm sure like there may be things that like you've heard me play that you're like, damn, I need to get that song. Or damn, like I want to try that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like that's a natural, like a part of like progression, you know? We can go like I can go on about that shit, but like it goes back to like doing your homework and shit and seeing what people. That's why I think Vegas is such a cool city for DJing, because you have DJs from literally every side of the world.
Country, yeah.
Yeah, country side of the world. So like everybody has their own style, their own flavor, and people just kind of like picking. Oh, I like how they did that. I like how they like so and so. So DJing is, I mean, production is. Yeah.
I appreciate it, Bang.
Of course.
Yeah. We talked about it in the last show, but how intimidating it is, like maybe going to a completely new place, a different club or something, and reading the space and trying to, sift through. Okay, this song was all right, but didn't hit the mark. Going back and forth and trying to find that groove and create that space. To reach the full potential in a community that you're not familiar with. That I think really speaks towards like what a very successful open format DJ is capable of doing. Bang, my man. That is it on time for episode 37. I got that right. Of Behind the Energy podcast. I can't remember the number from our first episode. Wait, no,
Was it 30? I think it was 30.
Was it 30?
Because E-Rock was 15.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. It's 29 or 30. Yeah. Okay. Anywho, I'm rambling. It's just a couple episodes back. I'd highly recommend that because we talk about like Bang's college days and getting into the club scene and just how things grew from there. Traveling from UVU all the way to Salt Lake and on the bus and all that great stuff. So, anyways, man. One more time, where can the people find you, check you out, and support you?
Instagram, Twitter, Bangarang the DJ. All my links I have a link tree on both those. So just Bangarang the DJ on Instagram and Twitter, and then djbangarang.com. And that's it.
djbangarang.com. If you have the chance to go see Bang, whether that be Sky, Downstairs, Exchange,
Downstairs,
whatever it may be, take advantage of it. Bang is killing it in Utah. So,
shit. So are you? What you talking about?
Now that I'm done with school, I'm wanting to play more of my kind of things and get into the club and whatnot. Anyways,
you still haven't come see me at Sky yet, bro. What's up with that?
You stop that.
I owe you that run, but you owe me a Sky visit. What's up?
Okay. I'm gonna look through these text messages and then we'll figure that out. We can visit that. For now, that's it for the episode. My friends, thank you for listening. Check out Bang before the show sold out on Saturday night. That's just how it goes. So that's it. Peace out.
Peace, my boy. Thank you.